Hi, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Welcome. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. So first part is gonna just be me, sharing my testimony, and then the second part is gonna be me telling you how you too can get a raise in the middle of this crazy economy. All right, so here's what happened. So I was at work. Now, at work means I'm at home in my PJs with my bonnet. Okay, imagine me just like looking raggedy and just like typing away on a little laptop. And so I was at work, and I was just like, I didn't really like the job that I had at the time, but I was just, I was being grateful because I was gainfully employed, so I was not gonna just like have a bad attitude about it, But at the same time, there was just something in me that just wanted to just like look for something else. So I did what everybody else does, which is looking for a job while on the job. I'm not ashamed because we all do it, but like I'm ashamed because it's like, I don't know, something in me. It's not the Christian thing to do, that's for sure. But anyway, so that's what I was about to do. And then God was like, okay, do you want to do what you always do, or do you want me to take over, right now? And I'm like, of course, the obvious thing is to just say, God, please take over, because the way that I'm doing things is just not working. Because it also was not. Like, let's just keep it aside. I was just like sending resumes and not really getting like the response that I wanted, or it was a thing where I would send like a bunch. And when I say a bunch, I could easily send 1,000 resumes in a month. Easily. And so I was like, no, God, please take over. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So if you want to take over, please, do that. And so God was like, okay, don't send any more resumes. Don't send nothing to anybody. Let's just focus on us, and then we'll go from there. So that's what I did. I was just, the time that I was going to spend like just stressing about it, or, applying to jobs, or, doing whatever else I thought I should do to advance my career, or, for my career, I was just basically like focusing that on God. And to be really honest, it was not even something that I did because I wanted a job. It was just thank God, like I was already on that path. Like I was already on the path of just getting closer to God. God had already God really did tell me, he's like, we don't spend as much time as we used to. What happened to our relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, God misses you. So if you were in the same boat as I was, like, all the needs that you have aside, like, is your relationship with God strong? You know what I mean? If it's not, analyze that. But anyways, so my relationship with God was not strong. And so what ended up happening was God was like, okay, let's just focus on us. Forget about all this job stuff. You already have one. I'm going to cook something up for you. Ooh, there's somebody out the door. So that's what happened. So, I just, started reading my Bible more, praying, meditating, just getting into that zone where I just like, where me and God just talk. Like, and by praying, I just mean all kinds of prayers, whether it's be, praise and worship, whether it's just like me talking to God, whether it's just like me crying to God, whatever it is. But as long as I was doing that with God, that's what mattered. And so that's what I was doing, and I was just like minding my business, just going on through life, trying to just do the best that I could with what I had. So one day I'm at my desk and I get a call, and someone is like, hello, is this Danielle? I was like, I don't know. Anyways, so he's like, hello, is this Danielle? And I was like, yes, who am I speaking with? And he's like, hey, my name is such and such. And I work with, a coworker of mine that you worked with a while ago, got me in touch with you and told me about you. I have a position that I think you'll be really good, a good fit for. Are you still on the market? But you gotta act like you're busy, like you're not interested, but you're interested. So I was like, yes, I kind of am on the market. I was fully on the market. I still had a job, but I was like, my eyes, ears, everything was open. So I was like, yes, I'm still on the market. He's like, great. So I'm going to send this over to you. I want you to read it and then let me know if you're interested. So I read it, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm interested. This fits perfectly with what I'm doing right now. It matches my skills. How much do y'all pay? And then he told me, and then I was like, that's not what God told me about this current season that I'm in. I don't know if you know, sir, but it's inflation going on right now. So I'm not finna take whatever it is that you're giving me. This is my rate, and it's to take it or leave it. And he was like, so I basically shared my rate with him. And he was like, oh my God, this is not what, I saw in the notes. Like, I saw something else. I was like, well, whatever you saw, you can toss, because yesterday's rate is not today's rate. Yesterday's price It's not today's price. So if you cannot pay that, then I'm sorry, I'm not the girl for you. So he's like, okay, wow, okay, the company's really recruiting right now. They're really looking. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what I have. And so if you cannot match that, and I'm sorry that I can't really do anything for you. And he's like, okay, you know what? Hey, the worst I can say is no, right? I was like, right. So he did. And then the next day he's like, okay, here's the thing. I can set you up for the interview and then we can talk numbers when you ace it. I'm like, listen, I'm a please, a child of God is going to ace it. What do you mean? So I'm like, okay, no problem. So we had the interview. When I said that process was super quick, like everything from the beginning of that call to when I actually had the job was like within a week. Okay, so just like keep up with the time. Anyway, so I had the interview, went real well, thank God. Then he's like, hey, they liked you. They don't mind the number. When can you start? Actually, no, he didn't even say when can you start. He said they like you, they want to hire you. Can you start on Monday? And I'm like, well, sir, it's Friday. Don't y'all have to send equipment? He's like, we'll hand deliver it to you. I was like, you hand deliver the equipment? Since when do they do that? I was like, okay. And that was that, you guys. Like, I don't want to make it sound like it was like a lot more than it was, but it really was this simple. Like, I got the call on Tuesday. By Friday I had the job. I was just like, wait, hold on, what's going on? God, please, I need a warning or something. You can't just do something like this and not tell me. I mean, you told me, but you didn't tell me what's gonna be like this. Mind you, I didn't mention that, but there was a job that I applied for that I was supposed to get for like the same rate as this current job. And when I said jumping, when I said they made me jump through hoops, y'all, I had to interview with like 5 or 6 people. It was like a 3-hour interview, and I had to provide like 4 or 5 references. And then when I got the job, tell me why the salary, they're like, well, you can't really negotiate the salary because, besides you'll get equity. And I was like, equity is good, but like at the moment, like my rent, like my landlord does not take what equity as payment. Like my bills don't need equity right now. Like I take the equity, but you also promised me like you know what I'm saying, that was like negotiation was supposed to happen, and that just like fell through. To tell you that I did try my way a few months prior, and it failed. Like it just failed. And so God was like, okay, do you want me to handle it or do you want to do it your way? And so I'm glad that I was smart this time and said, God, please do it your way, because clearly my way does not work. Okay, it really doesn't. And that's how it started, and I've been there, and it's been a month now, and it's been going great. And that's how your girl got her raise in the middle of this crazy economy. So this is how I want you to do for you to get the same result. Now, the target audience for this video is not just anybody. This is for someone who has exhausted every single option possible. This is for someone who has been chasing the pavement. This is someone who has been like hitting the pavement. Not chasing the pavement, hitting it. This is for someone who has been sending their resumes like everywhere. This is for someone who has been hounding recruiters. This is for someone who has been on LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, just basically everywhere. Just Facebook groups, just TikTok. This is for someone who just has exhausted every option possible. The reason why I say that is because when that door opened for you, you're going to be it's going to be very clear to you that it was not your doing, that it was God's doing. And the way that it's going to happen is going to be God orchestrated. So I really want that to be, this is for you. If you're out there and you have not exhausted your options, you could try that too, but I really want you to be in a place where you understand and know that this was when God blesses you with what it is that you want. And it doesn't have to be a job. It doesn't have to be a position. It could just be anything that you are, wanting or needing right now. But this is just my testimony, just happens to be for a job. And so what I need you to do is just to simply just take the time that you will focus on everything else under the sun, and just take that time and just focusing on God. Focus it on God and nobody else. Okay, this is a time when you get close to God. This is a time when you just kind of like rekindle your relationship with Him. This is a time when you just like check in with Him, because you're like, and this is especially for a lot of us who, our relationship with God was not the best. You know what I'm saying? Let's not, don't be ashamed. It happens. Like, please, especially the last 2 years I've been crazy. God is gonna understand, why you slipped. But more importantly, He wants you to just like come back to Him. So that's all you're gonna do. You're just gonna come back to Him. You're just gonna read your Bible. You're just gonna, praise and worship. You're gonna pray. And praying to God is not just like making it like formal. Oh my God, like just make it as informal as possible. As long as you're comfortable with Him and you just basically build that relationship back, with God. And I'm telling you, in no time, doors are just gonna open. Now, don't just do that because you're trying to get something from God. He's gonna see you from a mile away and he's not gonna give you what you want. I mean, let's just think about it for a second. Like, if somebody is, would you welcome a user in? No, you don't. We don't want users. We want somebody. We want people who are honest. Now, granted, the way that you're coming in is, of course, because you have a present need and you need God to help you out. God help us out. But like, don't be one of those people that God helps and then when He helps them, they leave Him, because you want to build a relationship with God. So it's not just something that you're doing temporarily just to get a job and then you're just going to leave God, just leave God to the side once you get that job and then you start living that life. No, it's just for you to just like, it's just a way for you to kind of just like rekindle your relationship with God. And then as you're doing that, as you're focusing on God, as you're doing the things that you need to be doing, things are just going to start to happen on their own in a way that you will know, that you will be sure that it's not your doing and that it's God's doing. And that is it. That's all I have. I'm really, really, really hoping that this is going to help somebody out there. So, take those tips in and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Listen, if you did it and it works for you, please leave your testimony in the comment section below. I would really love to read it. And I hope that you have an awesome day, an awesome night, wherever you are. I hope that you're doing well and stay safe. All right. Bye.